You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is July 3rd, Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. This is Koffee and Kata. We are going to get into our news stories and then look at some more Flutter Watch OS development. If you do not know who I am your host of the show and of the channel. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. So, good morning. Tomorrow is 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, everyone. We are in it to win it. All right. So we are going to get into our news stories. We do have our software explorations, concept and overviews coming out today at noon Eastern time. We're going to be doing part 2 of QA metrics. I'm going to be scheduling it soon after this live stream this morning. So be there noon Eastern time. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about QA metrics and, wrap it up. We did the first part last week. We're going to do the second part this week. And yeah, that's what we're in here to do. Last night we had a very, very wonderful, fun, and a lot of information shared in our Q&A session. So go back and watch that. I just added timestamps to it, so it makes it easy to see what each section is about. Really, really good stuff. And then, in the future, we're going to be having the clips from that show coming out, probably like a few months from now. I don't even know exactly when, but that is the plan. That is the goal. We are going to get into our news stories, and I'm going to be testing out another view at some point today to see how it looks on the stream. If I like it, if I don't, we are very, very agile over here. If you haven't done so already, do me a big, big favor. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. And if you need one-on-one coaching, go over to www.techcoachralph.dev, where we will work together and, help you level up, help you try to get you to that next career step. All right. So that is the plan. That is the goal. Have some spaces opening up. So if you are in need of one-on-one coaching, trying to get right, then hit me up. All right. And on that note, let's get started with our show. All righty then. Let me zoom in real quick. Hold on. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So the first article of today. The FDA approves Alzheimer medication. So let's read that. The Food and Drug Administration approved Eli Lilly's drug donanemab to treat people with early symptoms of Alzheimer's. The drug, which will be sold under the name Kisunla, is a monoclonal antibody that removes amyloid plaque, a key indicator of the disease that affects nearly 7 million Americans. Eli Lilly faced several hurdles in bringing it to market. The FDA denied approval last year because due to insufficient data and delayed it earlier this year before an advisory panel recently endorsed it. Biogen and Eisai make a competing Alzheimer drug called Leqembi. All right. Interesting. So I want to actually do some more research later on this amyloid plaque to see how is that actually built up? What causes amyloid plaque to build up? And guess what? If we could find, like, I mean, it sounds simple, right? But if we find out what causes amyloid plaque, is something that we could avoid health wise, so that later down, like if we don't build it up over a a lifetime, we can lessen the chances of Alzheimer's. I don't know. I am not a big person on medication and drugs, so just curious. Let me start our timer as well. Yeah, that's the first one. So some help, some relief out there for early Alzheimer's patients. So we shall see. We shall see. Next up, the NBA champions, the Boston Celtics, are up for sale. What? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. So the Boston Celtics are poised to make history for the second time in just a few weeks. The team's ownership group, Boston Basketball Partners LLC, is looking to sell the newly crowned NBA champs for estate and family planning considerations. Are the owners of the Boston Celtics broke? What's going on here? It's a sell high moment for many pro sports teams. In the NBA alone, 3 teams have sold over the past year for more than $3 billion. Because 3 teams have sold over the past year. What teams are getting sold in the NBA? I didn't know about that. The Celtics are worth an estimated $5.1 billion, the 4th highest valuation in the league per Sportico. The current ownership group purchased the team for $360 million in 2002, right? Meanwhile, Celtics star Jason Tatum has agreed to a 5-year, $314 million extension, the biggest ever contract in the NBA, ESPN reports, citing anonymous sources. The league is also negotiating a massive media deal with ESPN, Comcast, and Amazon, multiple outlets report. So, looks like the Boston, maybe I know a Boston Celtics fan. Maybe he'll buy the Boston Celtics. Now, does he have $5.1 billion? That's debatable. But he is the biggest Boston Celtics fan I know. And he lets us know every single day. So we shall see. All right. But good luck to the NBA champions, the Boston Celtics. Let's move on. Wrong one. CDK says car dealers mostly back. So CDK Global, the global software provider for 15,000 car dealerships, have restored operations for substantially all of its customers after 2 back-to-back cyber attacks. What? 2 back-to-back cyber attacks? Say it ain't so. We're ahead of schedule. Really, you should have never been behind the schedule. But anyways, a CDK executive told Bloomberg in an email earlier the company had said it expected to reestablish full service by late Wednesday or early Thursday. The attack crippled CDK's software systems, disrupting scheduling, service repairs, parts deliveries, and vehicle purchases across the US and Canada. The cyber attack also occurred during an end of quarter sales push, potentially affecting US auto sales. A group of hackers known as Black Suit was responsible for the CDK cyber attack, according to Bleeping Computer, and wants tens of millions of dollars in ransom to stop the disruption. CDK intends to make the payment. The CDK hack exposes the vulnerability faced by other industries that use a few critical software companies. That is a very, very good point, because when they are all when you have this one provider and you have 15,000 car dealerships or whatever industry is depending on this one provider, if you take down that hub, then, like they say, when you turn on the light, all the roaches scatter. Not saying that these, all the businesses are roaches, but they're down bad. Now you have, let's say you have all these little mom and pop dealerships as well, who a day without being able to function can bring down the whole company. So 15 car dealerships, it goes from big to small, I suppose, who'd be using the CDK software. And now, if they can't process their sales or do their financing and things like that, and somebody goes to a different car dealership, it's tough out here. It is tough out here. All right. Last one for today. GM sales rise as EV demand surges, but it feels like just 3 months ago they were saying, "Oh, we have no use for EVs anymore, for electric vehicles anymore." But now we're saying that they surged. So General Motors reported its strongest quarterly sales in over 3 years, helped by demand for trucks and record growth in electric vehicles. While sales ticked up in the second quarter, growth decelerated from 19% increase seen in the period last year when supply chain snags stabilized. A notable highlight in the latest quarter was a 40% surge in EV deliveries, reaching 21,930 units. Deliveries of full-size pickup trucks rose 6%. GM cautioned about the impact of the cyber attack on auto dealer software provider CDK Global, saying some deliveries may be delayed. So even GM is affected. Even GM is down bad by the CDK Global cybersecurity attack. All right. So that is our news for today. All right. So that's that. We are going to get into we're going to be getting into our mobile development in a little bit. Just looking around and see what we have here. All right. So last time we were trying to, let me put up a 20-minute timer because I don't want to go for that long today. It's the day before Independence Day, and I do have some things to attend to. But let's put some work in because every single day we want to exercise our minds, exercise our brains, so that we continue to build that muscle. We continue to build on that momentum. So let's put up for 20 minutes. And last time we built the emulator for the Wear OS on Android. Wear OS is on Android. Watch OS is on Apple. So we said, let's take a look at the Wear OS first. And we got the emulator started. What we can also do is we can look into, let's also look into, let me see if we can do this. Let's see if we can build a Wear OS, a Watch OS simulator while we're at it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open Xcode. And while that's open up, I'm going to put it on the other screen. Okay. All right. So let's go to this screen over here. So this is Xcode. Let's go and to here. And we're going to say simulator. And under simulator, I'm going to say, I want that to happen. Simulator. Let's go to, I do have to go to simulator. I want to create it though. All right, let's go to simulator again. Go to file, new simulator. Let's say we do watch OS. A device type. Do we have a watch? So I guess we'll go for let's go for Ultra Watch 2, iOS 17. Let's do paired Apple Watch. Next. What? Create a new simulator. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. So if I do paired, what happens if we do paired? So then pair to watch name. So let's just go with this one right quick. Because if that's not it, then we'll just get rid of it afterwards. But at least we have it available to look into. now if we go to Open Simulator, let's do Watch OS. Something's not right. Did it change back after I said, oh, you know what might have happened? I don't know. Let's go to it must have closed that. Let's do another simulator real quick. Maybe if we do, let me see something. If we do Watch OS and then we go to Watch, maybe this is like when I switched it over. Oh, maybe I need the OS version then. Maybe I don't have the right OS version. Okay, so that's what it is. We need the OS version for. Where do we get this OS version? Mm, let's see. Where do we get this last time? Settings. Nope, not settings. Maybe it's under Xcode. Oh, let's see. Platforms. Ah, there we go. Get. Does take up some space on your hard drive though. Have to do some hard drive optimization after this. So while that's downloading, let's take a look at. Well, while that's downloading, I'm going to take a look at this view that I'm testing out. All right, so bear with me while we figure this out. So let's go to this view right here. How do you like that? Having both screens at once. That way we can take a look at what's going on one screen, and we can also look at what's on the other screen. So let's see. So one thing that happened last time when we were trying to start up this, we were trying to start something up on the emulator for Android. We had some error, but we'll figure that out as we go along. So the state of Wear OS support on Flutter. There are a few things to expect when building a Wear OS app, even though people have written and deployed Wear OS apps made with Flutter. When targeting smartwatches, most, if not all, efforts on this front are community-led plugins, examples, and articles like this very one. Most features that are available for Android should work on Wear OS, including flavors and most plugins. Native APIs are reachable via method calls or FFIs like health services. You should not expect the following first party efforts, such as official smartwatch support from Flutter, if it is listed as a non goal. Where OS specific features to be baked into the framework, for example, platform is from the framework point, a Wear OS app is an Android app. An app to give different runners for Wear OS and Android. Wear OS code will go under the Android directory. There is no support for something in a Wear OS directory with a specific platform code. Cool. And welcome, my guys in the building. Rod Brown, what's good? What's good with you? How are you doing today, this morning? Are you ready for 4th of July weekend? Hopefully, you get to take it a little bit easy because I know that Rod Brown is an extremely hard worker. All right. So, shout out to Rod Brown in the building.
I appreciate you.
All right. So, let me know what you think about this view as well, Rod Brown. What do you think about this view where I have both screens on so you can see what's going on both screens at the same time, and then I can just switch back over here. I can switch back over here. And then sometimes, when we're feeling a little crazy, we can go to both screens like that. How you like that? So, let's see. So while that's downloading, let's see now. How do we actually, all right, so we have all this. Is this the article that we're using? I don't know if this is the article I was using last time. I don't think it is. Let's see. Let me see what this one is. Yeah, I think it was this one. So let's see. So we did all this. We did all this last time. We created the Wear OS emulator. Now we're trying to get the simulator, the OS for Watch OS on our left side screen. So we did all this. I didn't do a time zone thing. So let me zoom in on this because I know that on this view. Where's my zoom now? Weird. So let's see. Rob Brown said, "This view is dope. Gives me the double screen view as if I'm working on it as well." Yeah, I was like, let me, because so when I have to switch back and forth, I'm like, I wonder if I can. I wonder if how it would look with both on. My only concern is that that it can be too small sometimes, but we can always switch back and forth as necessary. So, but yeah, it does look like you're actually working, right? That's awesome. Happy you like it. Let's see. I think on a full screen though, it might look a little bit easier to read if you're like sitting at a on a desktop and watching it on full screen. So we'll see. We'll figure it out as we move along. Let's see. So we did all of this last time. I wonder if there's a better guide. Let's see. So this is what we're just looking at. Yeah, let's see if we have access to this Medium article. You know how Medium gets sometimes. Yeah, we have access to this one, I think. Yep, we do. So let's take a look. So to build a Wear OS app, we have to do a lot of modifications as well as additions to the Android part of the Flutter app. Let's go to full screen on this one. So, all right, Matt has already discussed this in his GitHub project and Flutter Wear plugin, how to set up the projects for Flutter Wear OS apps. But I face a lot of difficulties while following the steps. So I recommend that you clone my project or Matt's example project and then work on it. After deleting UI files, which you don't require because because in this way, you do not need to set up the whole project, which consumes a huge amount of time. You will face a lot of challenges. So I am stating the setup process below. You know what? Maybe I'm just thinking what the best way to do this thing is. And it might I have to think about this. I have to think about this because if we just want I'm gonna figure it out. But all right, so app Gradle. So change the minimum SDK to API 23 and in build.gradle right here. Let's see. Add the following dependencies. All right. Well, the Watch iOS simulator is there. We got my guy in the building. The car, it is goodness, it's 4:18 a.m. Your car, welcome, welcome, welcome. Your car, while you're here for that split second before you head out, check out this view. Check out this view, your car. Let me know what your thoughts on this view is. Here's my view. There you go. What do you think about that, your car? What do you think about that view right there? We got both screens at one time, right? But it's only for certain situations, when we need to see both screens, and we go from there, right? But our download is done. So let's see if we go back over here and we say new simulator and we call that Watch OS. And we go down to this one and we say create. And we go down to open simulator, a Watch OS. Well, looky here. Looky here. We have a little watch happening here, right? Look at that little watch right there. Very cool. So we are able to build these simulators, these emulators as we see fit. And we got my guy in the building. We got Mitch here. Mitch says, yo, what's good, Mitch? What's good with you, Mitch? Mitch, check this out. Check this view out, Mitch. I'm trying it out. Today. Take a look at this right here. Good thing about this view, Mitch, where we got both screens. We have both of my screens up where sometimes we need to see both screens at one time. So I have them like right here, and then we can always switch back to one screen over here, one screen over here. When we're feeling crazy, don't call me crazy. We can boom. How you like them apples? But yeah, let's keep messing around with this thing. So let's close that. And let's see. I've never used a Apple Watch before. I don't know how to use it. Let's see. Okay. So what does this button do here? Okay. Is there a button over here? No. All right. Let's go here. List view. Let's go over here. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. Upflation is a new retail trend driving up prices for U.S. consumers. Interesting. And of course, we got Mitch letting us know. Apple. Telling you this though. If the stocks are right, I love you. If the stocks aren't, then I might agree with Mitch. But the stocks are right now. The stocks be stocking, all right? So we got that. So we don't need this one anymore. We have our simulator. And then so let's keep looking over here. Here. So I'm probably going to take on this guide right here. I'm probably going to do two things. I'm probably going to first do to get started with this, try figuring out how to do the watch app by itself, not integrating it within the current application, and see if we can just let's say we do this right. We have the watch app, and all you have to do is enter in the total income you take in, and then when you press the start activity button, then it will start calculating how much the time that you're spending is calculating. So we'll have the current time, how much time you're spending, or like something counting upwards, like a stopwatch, and then it'll say this is the cost of the time that you're spending, something like that. Thinking about something like that, we will figure it out as we go along. But I think that might be a way to get started, and then if we want to bring the two together, then we would say, want to bring the two together, then we'll say, all right, when you enter it in the actual app, it should be that's what the watch app should actually be using. I don't know. I'm just spitballing real quick, figuring it out. Let's see. But so I'll take another 5 minutes to get this started. Then let me see. Let's see. Uh, I want to see what's in here. Flutter Wear plugin, a plugin that offers Flutter support for Wear OS by Google Android Wear. Mitch asked the question that we all want to know: Who is grilling tomorrow? I don't know. Like the weather down here might be a little crazy. I'm not sure yet. So that is TBD, to be determined, because there's some hurricane passing around right now in the Caribbean, which looks like it's heading to Mexico. So we shall see. Let's see. Well, I'm probably going to be using this right here as a guide to get started on this, where we will again. I am again stating the setup process. To me, they say it's not recommended to go through the process below and just to pull this in, but, 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 I'm kind of crazy, so I might try this anyways. I might just go through this process because I like doing it myself, not just cloning somebody's project. I'm just scroll through this real quick. This is in the main activity.kt file. Before diving into real coding, let's see what are the plugins required and also import assets required in the project. Audio player is interesting. Where coding part, main.dart. No, Mitch. We do not grill alligators here. We slow cook them. It's tough skin, you know. So you gotta slow cook it, slow roast it. All right. All right. Let's see. Anything else that's an ambient screen.dart. Next, we'll design the UI of the ambient screen of the watch. Oh, so you have all right. So this one is the main imports ambient import start. Then you create this layout. Interesting. What we could probably do is go through this tutorial. And then once we get this working, then we can start modifying. We can start modifying it to add our stuff. So I have never eaten alligator before. To my knowledge, I have never eaten alligator before. But I heard it tastes like chicken. What I heard. But what does chicken taste like though? Because if everything tastes like chicken, what does chicken taste like? Let's see. Name screen. We have passed the screen height and width to the name screen. We don't need to calculate the screen size again. I think this is gonna be fun. And then after we get let's say we can get this started, then we can start modifying it to our wants and our likings. Probably not do this whole thing because this might have like a bunch of extra stuff, you know? Yeah. We shall see. But I don't know. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do something crazy. I am going to do something absolutely crazy. I'm gonna go up and play around with Figma to see if I can do some type of mock-up of the watch app so we can have a good idea of what we're going to do, and then we can see um how we're gonna approach this because getting into the watch part is very different. And the thing is, I'm still trying to figure out how we're gonna do this iOS thing. You know, because they said that the Flutter support for let's go back to this. Let's see. Flutter Watch. Wait a second. Flutter Watch OS. What's this? So Flutter Watch OS connectivity. We looked at this the other day. How to use. Let's say getting started. For Watch OS companion app, this plugin uses watch connectivity firmware under the hood to communicate with iOS app. So this one should be able to work with our Apple app. So create a Watch OS companion app. You can follow the instructions to create the new Watch OS app. If you created a Watch OS app with UI kit, the Watch OS companion app must have bundle ID with the following format in order to communicate with iOS app. Interesting. Let's see. Let's take a look at these instructions real quick. Creating a Watch OS app. This tutorial gives you a chance to apply much of what you already learned about Swift. I think we'll probably read more into this on Monday. Because all right, so if you do here and you say watch app for existing oh, okay, cool. So this would work great with maybe we'll pivot and maybe we'll try out on Apple first to see what we can do with Apple. Because we can follow this guide from here. And then once we do that, we should be able to come back over here. I'm going to add this to my notes. Be able to come back over here and we would be able to so after we create our Watch OS companion app, then we go into here and we say import this package, create a new instance of Flutter Watch OS connectivity. And where does that go? And then, all right, so configuring and handling the activation state. So we have our iPhone, and it's going to be interacting back and forth with the Apple Watch. Where does this Apple Watch 2 come in, though? Interesting. Okay, so this is one scenario. iPhone connected to Apple Watch 1. All right. User removes Apple Watch 1. User wears Apple Watch 2. Data transfer finishes, and then app activates session. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it all out. We are going to try it all out at the end of the day. So cool. All right, let's get ready to wrap it up for today. Let's get ready to wrap it up. All right. So we have a question in the chat from the world. World asks, do you think cyber is better to go into than software engineering? So that is the $1 million question. Cybersecurity or software engineering? I think that the two have some of their overlaps. One of the things that I fear, and it's not a great fear with cybersecurity, is that because I believe that cybersecurity is always going to be needed. As we read earlier today, CDK Global is just getting over the hack they've been facing for about the past 2 to 3 weeks, where all these car dealerships are affected because they all use the same software. So cybersecurity is always going to be important, and there's so many different areas of cybersecurity. I think though, when going into, I'll put it like this: from what I've seen, going from cybersecurity to software to expand your options and your opportunities, it could be tougher because software engineering, there's a lot of coding involved that you need to learn, a lot of concepts and methodologies, testing and everything like that. While for me, in my opinion, going from software engineering into cybersecurity is just going into like more granular. And so I think that as far as what is better to go in, I don't think you can make I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. I just think that software engineering is more broader, gives you more options and opportunities, because if there are no software engineers, then the cybersecurity people don't have anything to secure. While and like with WoW, you can always build bad software or unsecure software. While if there is no software built, then there's nothing to actually secure. So I just think that I still think that cybersecurity is a subset of computer science and software engineering. But either way, like, they're both good options depending on if you do not really want to get into code, then maybe cybersecurity might be the place for you. But if you really are interested in coding and stuff like that, I would probably go into software engineering and then focus on cybersecurity. The same way that just a few weeks ago we reviewed the DevSecOps, where that involves development, cybersecurity, operations. So it just depends. It just depends on where your interests lie. But like I was saying, I just think that software engineering can encompass a lot of cybersecurity things, while with cybersecurity, it can be very granular in the thing that you focus on. So just my thoughts, my viewpoint on the whole matter. Because a lot of times, then people who go into cybersecurity, then they want to expand to learn like different coding, and they end up learning software engineering anyways if they want to expand and grow. So that is my thought. And Mitch says, you don't think you can expand, grow? No, you can definitely expand and grow depending on the realm that you're going into. Because, like, for instance, some of the, like, knowing SQL queries, knowing how to how to detect certain things.
It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Dang, like that. It's like that. But no, but seriously, you can like, I mean, you can definitely grow. There is, it's a, I think like that field is going to be around forever because of people are always going to be attacking. You know, people have been hacking the same way. Like back in the days, you'd pull up to the gas station and somebody's offering you $20 to fill up your whole tank of gas on some stolen credit card. Um, it's going to, it's always going to be around. I just think that you have the software engineering, computer science is a broader field, while cybersecurity can be more focused. But like we spoke about with Ferris was able to get into cybersecurity, and he's been doing it for a while. He gets like many opportunities. I think Telltale Woke was telling us yesterday that he has many friends who are in cybersecurity, and they're getting like different job job interviews and offers on a daily basis. So it's but yeah, so I think that it's just me, like me, I'm more on the coding side of things and the development side. So I always tend towards some software engineering, but I still focus heavily on cybersecurity because we do want to build safe and secure software. So just, you know, so I hope that I know that answers like a one or the other, but the main point is I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them. You can't go wrong with either one of them. It just you're just going to have like different fields. Me, I just prefer learning how to code and then and then going deeper into using that code to build more. Like I'll put it like this: you have more opportunities the more you know how to code. From what I've seen. All right, so that's just my thoughts, just my opinion. All right, and we're gonna wrap it up. So Mitch also says this is a family channel. What are you listening to? Just saying, I'm just saying, right? And Mitch says Ferris is overemployed now. And there was one more message. So Mitch says, I never had lamb chops before until I did. I thought it was boneless chicken. And Yakari is saying it is Jumanji out here in the South Florida area. I mean, actually, the whole Florida is kind of Jumanji. And World says, which field do you think is less competitive? I feel right now that software engineering seems way more competitive just from what I've seen. I would say that less competitive is probably cybersecurity because it's such a new field. And, you know, as there are more companies being built and more software being built on a daily basis, then there's going to be more need for cybersecurity. But I'll put it like this, right? It's the same analogy that I use with. It's not really an analogy, right? But same example. Without software engineers, there would be no QA people. So I can't start a business that says I'm just going to do QA as my own business, right? Because I need something to test. But every single software engineer can build their own thing because they are the creators, they are the innovators. Now, will they? That's a different story. Can they? They can. But I see that it's very similar to cybersecurity where you can't just you need something that you're going to be securing. And that so with 0 software engineers and 100 cybersecurity people, there's nothing to secure. And that's why I like to be able to delve into all the different realms, because if I know how to build stuff, then that gives me more opportunity because I can build stuff for myself. So me, by day, I do QA, but on my own, I'm always building, I'm always innovating. You know, with the Tech Barbarians building the quotes app, we actually got an app in the iOS store, working on getting it into Google, you know. And by doing that, I'm able to give people opportunity to build experience testing. But if there was nothing that I could build, then there's nothing I could give them to actually build experience off of. So that's what I mean by that. Like software engineering is super, super competitive, but you get to actually join the competition as like a tennis player who, like, you're not. So let's put it like this: a basketball team is like joining a company, a corporation. You work for the team. As a tennis player, as a golf person, you are, or a boxer, MMA fighter, you are your own company, and you can do both, right? So that's how I see it. Hopefully that example makes sense. We got my guy in the building, Victor Williams Jr. says, "Good morning, good morning, good morning to you as well, Victor. You keep on running it up, Victor. You've got it, right? You've got it.
I appreciate you.
All right. Hopefully that helps. But that's a great question though. World less competitive. Yes, I agree that it's software engineering is way more competitive, but I think you can do both, right? I think you can be very knowledgeable at both, because if you are someone in cybersecurity who is well versed in code and stuff like that, now you just put yourself in a lane that most people are not in, and you make yourself so much more valuable in that area because you are an expert in securing stuff, but you also know how to use code to facilitate your cybersecurity stuff. Set up some automation and stuff like that. If you haven't done so, go check out the video that I did about DevSecOps and how development and security and operations can go together, and maybe some areas that you can focus onto where you can use some software engineering, you can use some cybersecurity. Because remember, the goal, like if you're learning software engineering or cybersecurity, the goal isn't just to get a job. The goal is to separate yourself. The goal is to separate yourself from the rest of the crowd so that you have no competition. You have to wipe out your competition. And that's by standing apart, doing the things that they can't and that they won't do. And now you never go wrong. You never go wrong. We got my guy in the building. Junior says, "What's up? What's up? What's up, family? What's good with you?" And Mitch says, "I got them hands." All right. Anyhow, we're going to get out of here. We are going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, we have our part 2 of our QA metrics coming up today at noon. About to go schedule that real quick. And we will go from there. All right. So I'm still trying to I'm not sure yet what we're going to be doing tomorrow. If I'm going to go live or not, we will figure it out. But until then, if I don't speak to you guys until Saturday morning, don't forget, Saturday morning, we are going live for our Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show, where we review different economic numbers. I didn't get the numbers from LinkedIn this week. So there are some topics that I wanted to talk about. We're going to look into those at least. Maybe not spend too much time this Saturday because it is a holiday weekend. No? But we'll figure it out, right? So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Mitch is asking if I'm on tomorrow. I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Probably not going to be at night because the fireworks are going to be crazy down here. So if I do go on, maybe, I don't know, maybe the morning, maybe not. Maybe we'll take the day off. I don't know. We shall find out. I'll let you guys. You'll find out when the notification hits. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had some. I really appreciate you all.
I appreciate you.
And I'm going to get out of here. But, I normally ask this on the nights, but it's been such a vibrant show today. Shout out to Mitch. Shout out to World. Shout out to Junior. Shout out to Yakar. Shout out to Rod Brown. Shout out to Victor. All of you guys for coming through. And the question is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had a great time. And on that note, we're going to get out of here. We are going to get out. Thank you guys so much. This is Tech Coach Ralph in the morning. We are out.
might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Spartans! What is your profession?